Welcome back to ChineseZero2Hero.com. And now let's take a look at a new pronunciation tip.
Okay, let's take a look at these 4 words. Mama, ma, ma, mama, ma, ma. What it means is mother is scolding the horse. Okay, so the first 2 characters is mama, and the second one is ma. The third one is ma. Mama means mother, and ma means to scold, and ma means horse. Do you see what's similar across these sounds? Yeah, they're all ma, right? But what's different? Yeah, it's the tones, right? So the tones make a difference in meaning. It makes a difference between mama, mother, ma, scold, and ma, horse. Okay, so please refer to your textbook on page 3, and let's look at pinyin number 2. The textbook is presenting a lot of information, but we're going to simplify it, okay? There are basically just 4 tones in Chinese and a neutral tone. The first one is a high flat tone, like ah, ah. Second one is ah, ah, rising tone. Third one is low flat, like like that. And the fourth one is a falling tone, like ah, 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 are the 4 tones. To access these, we can approximate them by using some English intonations. For example, when you say the word never, never, right? It sounds like a first tone in Chinese. Never. Ah, ah. It's a high flat tone. Never. Ah. For a second tone, you can think of the word what, like asking a question, what? If you say what, your tone naturally rises, right? So what will approximate the ah sound in Chinese. The third one is a low flat tone, almost like a monk chanting. Think of a monk chanting like that. Right. You can think of the English word as when you're hesitating, right? Instead of never, like first tone, you make a low tone. To access the fourth tone, the falling tone, you can think of the word yeah, like yeah, let's do this. Yeah. Okay. Like when you say yeah, your tone naturally falls. Your tone naturally goes from a high pitch to a low pitch. Yeah, right? And finally, we have the neutral tone. As for the neutral tone, it's just a light and short tone. The textbook actually gives you a lot more details on page 10 and on page 76. Right? It has 2 separate pronunciation points just for the neutral tone alone. But I don't think it's necessary. I think neutral tone, you can just think of it as a light and short tones. A light, short tone. Okay, to recap, here are the 4 tones. Ah, 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 and finally a neutral tone. Okay. Now let's take a closer look at the third tone. Okay, in the word 你们好, like hey guys, 你们好, right? We have 2 third tones. One is the I in 你们 and the A in 好. Okay, 你们好. Now take a closer look at how each is pronounced. Okay, I'm going to slow down and listen to the difference between the 你 and the 好. Okay, 你们好，你们好，你们好。Notice the difference? Yeah. See the 以 in 你们, yeah, it's just a low flat tone. 你们。你们, right? But the in 好, see how it rises at the end. 好, 你们 doesn't rise. 好 rises, right? Now, why is that? Well, it's because 好 comes at the end of a sentence before a pause. Actually, it doesn't have to be the end of a sentence. It can be before any pause. If it's before a comma, before a semicolon, before a dot, before any kind of pause, any kind of mental or temporal pause, then it rises a little bit at the end. It's got a hook to the end. Okay, 你们好 has a hook. So every time when you see a third tone followed by a punctuation of some sort, it goes up a little bit. 好. Okay. Otherwise, everywhere else, the third tone is just a low flat tone, almost like a monk chanting. Okay, 你们, 你们. Another example, the word 对不起, 对不起. Notice how it rises at the end after 起, 起, 起. Does it sound almost like a different character? Almost like I'm saying two characters, 起, but it's actually just one character, 起. And it rises a lot at the end of a sentence or before a pause. 对不起. Yeah, so that's it. Now, please turn your textbook to page 3 and complete the exercise at the bottom of the page. Listen and repeat along with the audio recording 01-5 provided by your textbook. And again, this is only a tip of the iceberg to the pronunciation point. For the four tones, and especially for the third tone and the neutral tone, there are a lot to be learned about this. But for now, this is good enough. Just think of the four tones as ah, 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 ah. Right? Think of the third tone as low flat when it's in the middle of a sentence, ah, and it rises a little bit at the end, ah, ah. And the neutral tone is just a light, quick, short tone. Okay, ah, ah, and that's good enough for now. But if you're a serious linguist, or if you want to get your accent just right, if you really care about your accent, I don't think you should, but if you really do care about your accent, then you can check out the other resources attached to this video.
Thanks for watching. Now see you in the next video.